Hey, people. So today, me and Josh are here. Hey, Josh.
Yep. Hey, what's up? It's me, Josh.
It is you, Josh. We are here, and I'm Hunter, by the way, for anyone who didn't know or recognize me. I don't know why you wouldn't, if you've seen our videos or heard my voice before.
It's been a while.
Anyways, yes, sure. I am not a huge Marvel fan. Like, I'm kind of a Marvel fan. Especially it was more so when the movies started coming out, the MCU. I really started getting into those, and of course, I tried to catch up on the knowledge I maybe should have prior to running into it, especially calling myself a nerd. Uh, but I've always been way more a DC fan. And I question it lately because I'm like, I haven't been really watching I haven't been doing anything hardly on DC Universe, but I've been going through the MCU again and I love it. But this weekend was DC Fandome. And the first thing I saw, I was just freaking out and I was so excited. And there's no more doubt in my mind. I am a DC person to the end. DC is so much better.
DC definitely has its strengths, and they definitely showed them in full force this weekend with their movies and their games announcement. Things updates we've been wanting to see for a while now because this year has been pretty weird.
It has been. It has been. And, again, I think we discussed this on our podcast last week, but the worst part of COVID is we haven't been getting new movies.
The only thing we got was we got the last animated movie for this this past continuity, Dark's Apocalypse War, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War.
Yeah, and I haven't seen it yet. Is that out? Actually, that's out.
Yeah, and they just released it on DC Universe this weekend.
Yeah, I thought so, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's metal. Trust me.
No, that's separate. I don't think they've started on
it
that
is, but
for the animated.
it is very metal. Like people die.
Okay.
And yeah.
Nice. So we're starting with movies. We're gonna just kind of do this in a little bit of an order. There's some sort of form of order. We're talking about movies, and then we're gonna talk about games. Sorry. I had to apologize to my computer. I just hit it.
We've got four or five movies.
Yeah, we talked about shows for a second, but they only announced season 7 of The Flash, which I am not even close to caught up with, and Titans
season 3.
Yeah, season 3, but I also am not caught up with.
Yeah, they'll be introducing. They'll be bringing in a new big bad they'll be doing kind of leaning into more Gotham City stuff. Which should be a fun see their take on the characters, the layout of from the Titans' point of view. So I think it'll be fun, especially after they've done so much better. The writing has improved so much since season 2.
Yeah.
But we also got some news about a little bit of news about Batwoman season 2, and we'll probably get some more updates about the other shows later on, maybe I think they're supposed to be having a September part of the con as well.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why I saw, again, I checked their site just a minute ago, and today's the 23rd of August when we're recording, and it said 19 days and some hours, so about 20 days.
We'll see.
Yeah. And actually, I was sorry if I wasn't listening a second ago. I was counting how many movie announcements there were, and it looks like there were 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
there were 5. One is kind of easy to forget, in my opinion, because it's not really much of a. They don't have any live footage, I don't believe, and it's still one I'm super excited about. We've known about for a long time that it was coming, but Black Adam.
Yes.
And I I was a fan of Shazam. I thought it was fun. I thought it was fine. I saw Zachary Levi at a Dragon Con panel last year after he had done that. And it was cool. But ever since they announced Shazam as a movie, I was hoping for and I was waiting for Black Adam, honestly.
Yeah. It was a kind of a strange thing. It's like, oh, we're gonna have Dr. Savannah as the big bad in the movie, but they also made a very very clear reference to Black Adam, and now we're just going to see him in his own movie and see, and we'll see his story of how he came to power and what happened with all that, and then supposedly a jump to the present time.
Yeah. Is that what it is? I can't remember. Again, it was like the whole thing was. It looked kind of like concept art. I don't know for sure if that's if it was something else, but so it was kind of hard for me to follow. I remember I've only seen the teaser once though, so that's one that I probably need to rewatch.
I actually haven't seen the teaser. Yeah, I did a little reading about from what Dwayne Johnson said about what was going to be in the movie.
Yeah, but I remember they mentioned his city. I'm blanking on the name of it right now.
Kahndaq? Yeah.
Kahndaq, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about that actually because I love these, especially in the DC universe, which has obviously it has like all these fictional places. That's one thing that I always say makes it, one thing in particular that stands out against like Marvel. Marvel usually has things take place in real places, at least a lot of the time, most of the time probably. In DC, they tend to use these fictional places, and especially when it's something, as to my knowledge, as different as as Black Adam's place. I just forgot the name of it. Kahndaq, yes.
Kahndaq, yeah.
I really love that, and I love seeing that, and I don't feel like we've seen enough of that kind of thing in the DC cinematic universe yet.
Yeah, they'll give them a chance to do some more world building because we've seen Metropolis, we've seen a little bit of Gotham, we've seen Themyscira, and we've seen Philadelphia from Shazam. So we're going to get some more of the ancient world, some of the history between what we saw in like Justice League and what we saw what we saw in Wonder Woman. So I like they're building onto this universe that they have.
Yeah. And speaking of Justice League, they actually showed off some stuff for the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that trailer is like the prettiest thing I've seen in a while.
It's wonderful.
It's one of the prettiest movie trailers I've seen in a while. Because they've been teasing, release Snyder Cut, and then we all remember that all that footage that was supposed to be in the original movie from the trailers, but didn't make it in. And then we're like, you get Joss Whedon's Justice League. It was like, oh, okay, this is okay, it's all right. But now we're getting like the real, the big cut that's supposed to have everything in it.
And we get Darkseid. We get Darkseid in it.
We finally get to see a live action film Darkseid, and it's going to be awesome.
Yeah. And you see the suit, the black and silver Superman suit.
Yeah.
And what else? Supposedly,
don't see a fake mustache, a horrible mustache cover up.
And we supposedly see again. I'm still iffy on this, but less iffy since it's the Snyder Cut, obviously using a lot of the unused footage from the original, as we said. Supposedly seeing at least a tease, which is kind of the annoying part, of Supergirl. Where Bruce is looking at the hologram or something.
Is that what that was?
That's what it was thought to be, and based on, I don't know, if you look at it, you can kind of tell it definitely looks like Supergirl, not Superman or anything. But I think there was talk of it around before Justice League actually released, when they were breaking down that trailer.
Yeah, I think they were doing. I think it seems like those are more rumors, but we do know there are going to be some surprise, cameos from other DC characters in the movie. Some that were announced that were supposed to be in the original movie, but some that were hinted at that weren't really publicized as much.
Yeah, and I know we got again, just thinking of all the footage that we saw in the original trailer for the theatrical release of Justice League that wasn't in it, was we're seeing I'm so terrible with characters' names. Cyborg's football match,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're supposedly seeing that. You're seeing more of Silas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I can remember Silas, but I can't remember Cyborg's real name.
What comics have you been reading?
I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, so I'm super excited. Super excited for the Snyder Cut.
Yeah, I got my HBO Max subscription ready to go for next year. And we'll see how they decide. I guess they're going to do it's going to be a 4-hour, cut of the movie. That's going to be one movie, or is it going to be 2 parts? I don't recall if he was specific on how it was going to be distributed, but whatever it is, I'll be watching it no matter what.
Yeah, me too, for sure. What else we got? So we have, I believe, 2 more. Kind of another one. Now this one I didn't see anything for. I don't know that they actually released any footage or anything. They may have done a panel. Again, I didn't really watch many panels, but there was something about Ezra Miller's Flash movie, right?
Yes.
Was that the one with the new suit that they were talking about?
Yeah, they released some concept art with the new suit and one with him and Keaton's Batman side by side.
Keaton's Batman?
Yes.
Huh.
1989 Keaton Batman is going to be in this movie.
Interesting. Well, wasn't Bruce Wayne? Yeah, Batman. Ben Affleck, wasn't he also going to be in it?
He is also going to be in this movie.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I know.
I know. Do more research on that.
Yeah, because once he announces him backing out of this new Batman movie, which we'll talk about, it was like, well, I guess he's out. Which he had some. There was some. We didn't see that much of him, but there were some good things from what we did see of him, of his Batman. His Batman really fit into the DCEU, and I'm glad that he's coming back, at least for this movie.
Yeah, I was a huge fan. I was a huge fan of Ben Affleck as Batman. A lot of people were hating on him at the time. I was one
of those people that was. Yeah, he's not going to work out. He's not going to work out.
He was awesome,
but
just like the people that are hating on. I don't know if people are now still, but people at least were hating on Robert Pattinson.
Right.
Pattinson.
Yeah, I admit I was in that camp of they're not going to do the role correctly, but then maturing and then actually seeing Affleck in the role and like, okay, he was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah,
and then seeing them looking at like, well, I'm sure the guy knows I'm sure Pattinson probably knows what to do or how to do the role, as long as he's given good material to work with, and seems like he's given us something to hope for.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't judge a lot of his work. Again, I've talked about this on the podcast sometimes, but I've never seen any of the Twilight movies, so I can't really judge him as an actor even on those. I've seen some of his other things. Not a lot's coming to mind. He may have played minor characters in some things that I've seen. The only thing I can think of that I've actually seen him in play a bigger role that I'm pretty sure, again, I think this is the only thing, is Harry Potter and Goblet of Fire.
Yeah. I from what I've seen, he is a good actor. He wasn't really given much. He worked with what he was given in the Twilight movies, but he does a lot of other smaller movies where he's really good dramatic. He's good in dramatic roles where he can show where he can play a complex character. And this one, he'll definitely be a complex character in this one.
Well, and so since we just kind of moved into it from The Flash,
yeah.
How about the Batman? How about the trailer?
How about that?
That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I
Even though
am.
it
I'm
was
also
that
just a
was and
huge Batman.
that was just a teaser.
Yeah, it was, and it was a really good teaser, I have to say.
Oh yeah.
It gave us a lot more than I would have even ever wanted to hope for
Right.
a teaser.
Yeah. Usually, like as stage in production, with everything that's happened, you would figure they'd probably maybe show us like a quick like clip cut, and then just give us like the title and the logo. But no, they went like
this was
they showed us more than we were expecting.
Yeah, it's like 2.5 minutes almost.
Yeah,
that's like a full trailer. That's not even really a teaser. That's like a trailer.
And you can glean so much from it. It's very cinematic. They got
a lot of characters in it actually, and I'm hoping this doesn't go down the route of like Spider-Man 3 or Amazing Spider-Man 2 of stuffing too many villains in there. What I got from this trailer is that they are focusing on the Riddler, and I think that'll work out because he's a villain that has potential. He's kind of goofy, obviously. He's a bit, but I think that can help him a lot of times, because he's not taken seriously a lot anymore.
Right. In the past, he was treated as a kind of a goofy, gimmicky villain, but if you do him in the right way, like what I've seen in some of the and reading some of the comics and then seeing him in this movie, he seems like he's a lot more sinister and a lot more he doesn't play by that showboating.
He's not played by Jim Carrey.
No, he's not played by Jim Carrey. Doesn't seem like he's very showboaty. He's very menacing, threatening, and very calculating. And that's something that's going to be good for a grounded year 2 Batman to fight.
Yeah. And I see that Penguin is in it, and I hope that his involvement in it is cut down to about what he should be, which is not like Danny DeVito levels of Penguin involvement, but more like just a black market dealer, weapons dealer.
He's one of the new crime lords of Gotham. He's definitely a player that maybe he he ends up fighting some of his henchmen in the movie because while he's working on trying to take him down, but then he maybe gets caught up in the Riddler stuff. Yeah. But I'd like to see like these villains be be around for a while, not just not just be killed off in one movie.
I guess
they love to do.
I guess that's my point too, and that's how I think you can do multiple villains, a large number of villains even, in a movie without it feeling overstuffed. Because in the Batman universe, you do have a lot of, and it's kind of just throughout comics anyway, but you have a lot of villains that are just part of the world. They're not always like a huge threat necessarily at a time. They're just there.
Yeah.
And we also saw Catwoman.
Yep, she's gonna be in this.
Obviously, a new James Gordon, which I'm super excited about. I always blank on the actor's name, and I was just looking at it when before we started recording.
I cannot remember his name. I've seen him.
I just know I like him. Yeah, he's from Westworld, is what I think of him from.
That's where I've seen him from.
Yeah. Anyways, a lot of characters, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of irked me in the beginning was that it's not the same continuity as the DC EU. It will be in its own continuity, but I think for it to stay grounded and to show its stuff, it can be something separate because DCU's got a lot of stuff going on. It doesn't really need Batman right now.
Actually, is that what's happening? Because I also I thought I read something about the Flash movie, like starting off a new continuity or something.
It hasn't been confirmed by anything that I've seen.
So I didn't know if that was going to be the case, if the Batman was going to be part of that continuity, and they're just trying to start over like a clean slate. But
yeah, I'm not sure.
It'd be a bit iffy to me, but
it will be. him going back to the Flash movie. It will be him going back in time, but him also traveling to different dimensions and that sort of thing. But maybe he can do that, and then we'll see how in the next couple 2 years how it all lines up and what all ends up staying in place or staying separate.
Yeah. But we are getting a couple of, I think it's just two, right? 2 sequels. So the one that we got the least amount of, because it was an original, just first trailer, not even much of a trailer, but still pretty awesome.
Just a first look.
Is Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
And I think that is going... I'm already super excited. It's got a great cast. It's got a lot of characters.
Huge cast, which means that a lot of them will probably die.
Very likely, yes. Yeah. I'm kind of excited. I'm kind of very excited, actually, to see King Shark make an appearance in a live-action film. But
yeah, he doesn't seem like he'll be kind of in the middle of I don't know. I've seen a very goofy King Shark from Harley Quinn. I've seen a very monstrous one from the Flash show and from some of the animated movies. But we'll see which line this one goes toward whenever it comes out.
My guess is kind of probably maybe not the same extent, but along the lines of Killer Croc from the last Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah. I can see that.
But of course, Margot Robbie's returning. I think there's 4 actors returning, reprising their roles. It's Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn,
Amanda Waller,
Rick Flag, and Amanda Waller. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone else, but those were good. I don't think anyone else really needs to return. It would have been cool to see Deadshot return, of course, but we already knew that Will Smith wasn't returning.
Yeah, one day he might, if they make another sequel and he's available and their schedules work out. Yeah. I'm just glad they didn't replace him, because I did like that he would be. I would like to see him again in those movies again. Yeah,
there is someone though. Is it Bloodsport? To me, it looks like he's gonna kind of be almost the Deadshot kind of character. But maybe not. Maybe that was just...
Maybe I would hope not, because I like that he has a lot of different characters, because the Suicide Squad has had a lot of different villains come in and out on the team, and you have all these other ones and they seem like that with the actors that you have, you got and the villains that you picked, you can have characters that have some substance to them, that are just not just throwaway characters like Slipknot or Katana or
they just really hyped up Slipknot, it seemed like, for the last one, and then he just died instantly, pretty much.
You had a feeling that he was going to be the first to go.
Yeah, it was pretty obvious, but
still. I don't like talking about Suicide Squad, but the Suicide Squad is going to be. It's going to make up for that.
I didn't think it was as bad as everyone said, but it definitely wasn't great.
It's not good. It
has its moment. It has its parts. It has parts of it that work. Like Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn, good. Obviously they're keeping her around. This is going to be her 3rd movie. Will Smith, Deadshot was good.
Yeah.
Amanda Waller, good.
Yep.
I'm trying to think if there was anything else.
Exactly. They did good with the first 30 minutes of the movie and with the costume design, and after that, the writing went to crap and nothing made sense, and it was just very gimmicky.
I liked the soundtrack. The
soundtrack was good. I wish they could have. I don't know. There's a lot to be said about Suicide Squad, but but that's in the past. We're looking at the Suicide Squad, and it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah, it will be a good movie.
This will be a good.
We're declaring it now.
Yes.
And then the last movie we got, I don't think it's the final trailer. It's only the second trailer we've got, I believe. But
yeah,
Wonder Woman 84.
yeah, yeah.
I'm super excited. I don't really remember what we saw in terms of villains for the first trailer. I think we saw a little bit of
Maxwell Lord, yeah.
But I don't think we saw a lot of him in the first trailer. I think we see a little bit more of him now, but the big focus on villains in this is definitely Cheetah,
yeah.
and I'm happy to see Cheetah in here.
Yeah,
honestly,
yeah, like
he's a good villain.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how she was gonna look, or are they gonna give her a suit? Where is she just gonna be? And then we see that she's gonna have some power for a little while, and her as her human persona, and then she's gonna turn into the Cheetah, and her Cheetah looks really good.
Yeah, it's her. The character is actually, that part of the movie is just her auditioning for Cats. No, but I also really like Kristen Wiig. I don't feel like there's a lot that I could name of hers that I know. There are some things, and I know what I've seen of her. I really like. I enjoy.
Yeah, I don't see too much of her in dramatic stuff, but I can. Yeah. This is going to show her dramatic chops a little more.
Yeah, and I mean, to me that is. No, sorry. What?
I was going to say, and that's going to. I think that will make the movie, seeing her go full dramatic and introduce that character as a kind of a new foil for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and here's hoping they don't kill her off in her first movie.
Please don't.
Keep her around as a villain for later.
Please bring her into let her come into the Injustice League or Legion of Doom, please, because she's a good villain.
Yeah. So yeah, that's super exciting. There's a lot about each of these movies that we could talk about. We could do a whole video on each movie, but let's try to move towards an end, because it's supposed to be a shorter thing. This isn't supposed to be like 2 times as long as a usual podcast. But so let's get into games. We got, was it 2 games?
We have 2 games.
2 big game announcements.
Yeah.
So far, I mean, I didn't necessarily expect to get an announcement, but I was hoping for an announcement for Injustice 3.
I thought, we all thought that.
Yeah, we of course did not get it. We got the 2 that we pretty much knew were going to be announced.
We knew that there was going to be a Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, so
especially when they released that trailer with that picture,
Yeah.
Superman with the crosshairs on him.
They had the picture, like, okay. And we knew basically what it was going to be called. We knew it was going to be Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League.
Yeah, that title ended up leaking before the actual announcement.
Yeah.
Before the actual announcement,
a lot had been leaked before that, and I still think it looks really cool. We didn't really see like anything about it except a cinematic trailer, but I think it's Rocksteady. I have faith in them to pump out a good game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that one's like 2 years away, isn't it?
2 years away, yeah.
Yeah. So,
but it seems like it's borrowing from, and I actually read that it's set in the same universe as the Arkham games.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Because they were wanting to do a Suicide Squad game, and they tried to set that up with a cutscene at the end of Arkham Origins. They had Amanda Waller approaching Deathstroke and saying, "Hey, I own you now. You work for me." And then so we'll see how that timeline kind of works, if that's what they're playing, if that's what they're planning to do. But I think that is going to be, they're going to borrow some of that AI kind of co-op thing that they used in the Arkham games to use in this Suicide Squad game.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did you ever play the game on Xbox, Sunset Overdrive?
Mm-mm.
It has a very similar feel to me. It's not quite to the same extreme, but it's surprisingly colorful and
Yeah,
light looking,
yeah,
which I
yeah.
mean you kind of expect from Suicide Squad
But
ish.
not from but not from
Not
an
from the
Arkham game.
art, yeah, not from the Arkham creators, especially
Right, right,
in
right.
the same universe, which is
Yeah,
what's
it feels a little
surprising
more
about
like
it.
a little Saints Rowish.
Kind of,
Yeah, that's the
yeah,
vibe I got from it. Yeah,
yeah. I'm still excited though. I'm of course I'm gonna try to temper my excitement because it's not coming out for another 2 years.
yeah,
But
yeah. Just kind of just hold it in.
yeah, I'm really excited to see some kind of gameplay trailer for it next year, hopefully.
I think whenever I think they'll. I'm trying to see when they could, because it's going to stick. They have to wait 2 whole years before it come out. Like, is
Yeah,
it going to come out like holiday 2022? Like
right.
that's a long wait.
Or is it like January or February 2022?
Yeah, I don't
Probably
know.
probably later is going to be my assumption for now, but
Yeah,
you never know.
I don't know the like
Or
the
summer.
the game release. I'm not really sure of what the prime timeline is for releasing games. No, they love to release games in the holiday season, but
They
earlier in the year,
October is the prime slot for video game releases.
October and
October,
December,
November.
October, November. Yeah.
October,
Uh,
November. Yeah.
what about earlier in the year?
Um More and more so I feel like January, February.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I also want to say like April. It depends. Usually
Yeah.
October, I would say. October, November are the major releases most of the time. That's where you get a big clump. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. Also,
But until then, we have next year, which we're gonna have Gotham Knights,
yeah, and
and
that's one as well that we knew about. There had been
mm,
leaks that it was
a
we
new
had leaks
Batman
that it was
game.
going to be called Gotham Knights.
I didn't. Well, I knew it was a Batman game because I remember we tried to look up information, we couldn't find anything about
Yeah.
we knew it was a Batman game, but not really sure like what's the premise or what's going on with this game.
Yeah, so we had known that it was going to be Gotham Knights, or again, we at least had rumors, and we also knew or had leaks, or again, maybe just rumors that it was going to have a focus on the Court of Owls, uh, which I was super excited for because the Court of Owls are really interesting.
Yeah,
You could actually do a lot with that. Uh,
yeah.
and
I
what
know that I'm.
was surprising to me is, well, a couple things actually. One, that it was confirmed to follow up uh, Arkham Knight. Arkham
It
Knight.
is. I've seen things that say differently.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Maybe it wasn't
yeah.
confirmed because like that trailer starts with Batman's message of like, if you're seeing this, I'm dead. When I went into, and them explaining the explosion at Wayne Manor at the end of
No,
Arkham Knight.
they didn't mention it was Wayne Manor in the trailer. Uh, and I was thinking
Well,
that when
he
I first
said
saw
when
it,
he
this was set in the
entered the
Arkham
cave.
universe, but they said that it was just an explosion in a building downtown, and Bruce Wayne was found dead.
Is it? I was pretty sure that was a follow up to Arkham Knights. Well, Arkham Knight. Supposedly I'm wrong. It feels like that was gonna be.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Like it's a follow up to Arkham Knight, but
Right, but it definitely pulls from the Arkham games, like watching the different characters play.
yeah. So I have kind of mixed feelings about the game. Again, I'm really excited for it. I love that
Yeah,
we're playing the Bat family.
yes, they all look badass.
They all look
Gameplay footage.
bat ass.
Was it? Yeah,
Anyways, yeah,
the
they
the
all look
gameplay
awesome.
footage was like what was pre-alpha, something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
was. Yeah, most likely pre-alpha. It it looks surprisingly good, actually.
Yeah,
There are a couple things I'm concerned about. Like I'm always a bit iffy, maybe even more so with Batman games or these games with when it seems to have a heavy emphasis on co-op. I don't remember if it's. I think they said it could be solo. It can be played solo, but
I would imagine they would have to make it so because people won't be able to play just play co-op. Like, hey, waiting. You have to wait in the lobby to do the actual story to
yeah,
get someone to play with you. No, they'll probably make it like the AI co-op like you saw in the Arkham Knight.
yeah. But also, what kind of worries me is in the gameplay trailer, I recall seeing numbers above the enemies' heads,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me think like, oh, we're not going to be able to just be good at the game and sneak our way through and just be cooperating with our teammates. We have to also like level up and gear up our characters supposedly, and it'll be a numbers thing to take down enemies, which at least that's my worry as of now. Again, I didn't watch a panel or anything about it. I just watched the trailers when they were released on YouTube. But that kind of thing is one of my main fears. That's gonna be. I hope that it will be customizable. Like you can
Yeah,
customize your characters.
yeah. Give maybe offer some different costumes. It looks like there's
Yeah,
some concept art for you know Barbara Gordon, who looks like she's going to be the one that plays the most like Batman, with her having like the full full face covering cowl,
yeah,
and or like she'll have like the domino mask, and then you have maybe give Tim Drake his the costume you see in the trailer versus the one that you see in the comics. Maybe
and
give Red Hood, Nightwing some different looks.
did we see for sure that is Tim Drake? Because I recall, at least in the premiere trailer, the CG trailer, it looked like um, it looked like Damian Wayne to me.
Yeah, he looks like he looks like younger. So it looks like he's Damian Wayne, but he is playing.
Oh,
He's kind of playing by Tim Drake's rules with using bow staff, using like probably like a more tech based suit with because he has like the cloaking, and in some of the gameplay footage you see him with the kind of the Red Robin Hood over on him.
yeah. So sorry, I'm looking up some information about this. It oh, so never mind. I was wrong about the connection to the Arkham Knight because I'm looking at this article here. It says Gotham Knights is not connected to the Batman Arkham series.
Yeah,
I guess that just threw me off. Them mentioning
yeah. It
it
definitely
sounded
seems
like,
like it's yeah. It definitely
especially
seems like
because
it could
it's
fit in that
this.
universe.
Yeah, a lot of the graphics remind me of it, just like an
Mm-hmm.
updated thing. So I could see it, but it's also WB Games, so that doesn't surprise
Yeah.
me. Um, well, also, oh yeah, I was looking at characters, seeing if they were gonna define whether it was uh, Robin or Damien or Tim Drake. But actually, it doesn't say here. But also, I noticed that Red Hood is voiced by Stephen Oyung, who was Mr. Negative in Marvel's Spider-Man a couple years ago.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all the villains they put in there. I liked for the like side the like mech suit, the new mech suit they gave Freeze, and I thought it was
yeah,
funny they made him they're having him do the big weather machine, uh, you know, uh, uh, plunge Gotham into a new ice age sort of thing.
yeah.
That was funny, and but I know that I'm glad. I know the Talons are going to be a big threat in this one. It looks like we have a lot of Talons we might have to fight,
Yeah,
and
my
I'm expecting to rage quit with fight after fight with having to fight them.
yeah. One guess that I might have. And it's probably I just need to rewatch the gameplay trailer, but and this just came to mind, so I haven't thought about it very long. I'm wondering if one reason, if a main reason, hopefully it wouldn't be a main reason, but if it is that they're having the Talons, that's why we can have Red Hood here shooting his guns, because like they're zombies, right? So they're essentially zombies. I recall.
Yeah, more like brain, like very brainwashed humans.
Yeah.
Like put like just human weapons that are just people that are put in cold storage for years and years. And then,
no, you're thinking of the Winter Soldier. That's Marvel.
I feel like they are have been there are Winter Soldier. There are just a lot of Winter Soldiers, but more ninja-esque than Bucky Barnes.
Yeah. Anyways, that is it. I believe that wraps up some of our highlights, at least, of this weekend's DC Fandome. So, Josh, before we leave, what are you most excited for out of all of this?
I only pick one thing. Only one thing? I can't do a movie and a game?
No, one thing.
Please.
Nope. There's only 7 things.
Fine. I am most excited for Gotham Knights. After playing through Arkham Knight and then seeing, like just a new story and then playing as all the characters, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. But for me, I would have to say, as it stands right now, I am probably most excited for the Batman. Just because I don't think I will ever get tired of Batman movies.
Yeah.
And I'm so happy to see a new Batman thing start up without it being another origin story.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But 2021 is going to be a good year for DC.
We hope.
Yeah.
No more COVID, hopefully, to push things back.
Yeah.
So that's our wrap up, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This was probably a lot longer than it should have been, but yeah.
Well, we're just excited, and there's just so much to talk about. We could talk about this all day.
Yes, all day, every day.
Yeah.
So this could just be our podcast. We could just stick to DC talk.
Well, yeah, we could do some news updates and stuff, but
could be.
But we'll keep you guys posted.
Yeah. All right, thanks, guys. Remember to catch our podcast, Nerd Variety, every Tuesday when it comes out. See ya.